Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new piercing video. Happy 2019. This is insane, I can't believe it's 2019 already. And this is my first video and it's all about belly button piercings. Yes! So, I want to do this video today because I've never actually done a video just dedicated to belly button piercings, healing, aftercare, rejection, all that kind of stuff. I did get mine done back in 2009 or 10. I can't remember the exact year. It was 9 or 10. And obviously at that time, I wasn't producing like piercing related content. It was just my life, daily sort of like vloggy stuff. So this is what my belly button piercing does look like at the moment. I'm sorry to be all slutty, but this is what it does look at the moment. It looks really good. I do just have a generic curved barbell in it, but it is at 1.6 millimeters. And I do have a 5mm ball on top with a couche ball on the bottom. I always said to myself that like when I was younger, because I was like, I'm not gonna be that gay. I was always like, I'm never gonna get it done, it's too feminine. And then literally I was like, I really wanna get it done, and got it done. So yeah. So for the first main question was, how painful was it? Now I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. Now, again, it does vary from person to person, but this was one of the most painful piercings I've ever had. My nerve endings in my belly button were obviously a little bit more sensitive than some other people's, but it was so painful. Like, I remember sitting there going, ah! So belly button piercings take up to about sort of 6 months to heal. To be honest, most piercings take to about 6 months, kind of like 3 to 6. Within that time period, it does normally, but that's when it starts to properly heal. So took about 6 months to heal. I don't really remember exactly my problems with it. I don't think I had any problems at all. I think when I first got it, it was more just kind of trying to get used to having it there, like when you're changing clothes and stuff, like not accidentally pulling it. I do remember one thing that I did struggle with is when I first, because I used to work in retail, so I used to work in like a shop, so sometimes I'd have to like help restack the shelves and everything, and having to like bend over and pick things up and like squat down and stuff, and having to kind of, you know, constantly doing this, it was putting pressure on my belly button, because obviously as I'd lean over, like, you know, your stomach would like ever so slightly fold or whatever and push it. So it was quite painful to do that kind of stuff, and I had to be very careful doing that. So I was just doing morning and night salt soaks. So I would get like some cotton wool, I'd soak it in some salt water, and I would just hold it over, let the heat sort of like stimulate the blood flow and sort of just soak it up, and any crusty stuff would kind of just come off, and then I would have a shower, and that would just flush everything off. A lot of girls would wear like sort of slightly higher waisted trousers, and it was something just push on the belly button. You have to make sure you keep enough distance between it. And yeah, just make sure you keep it out of the way, don't touch it, don't play with it, just let it alone, like leave it alone, and you'll be fine. The next main question I always get is, will it reject? Belly button piercings do count as surface piercings, not normal piercings, because you know, it's not in and out one side. You almost have to kind of make space for it, you have to pull the skin. Depends on the shape of your belly buttons, like some people have more, you know, rounder, like some people have more of a skin that hangs down, like everyone's body is different, so it can vary from person to person. These are prone to rejection, especially in the first few months of you having it. If you keep catching it constantly, your body will most likely reject it, because it's like, this isn't meant to be here, clearly, get it out. Luckily for me, I've had mine for like almost 10 years now, and it's never gone away, so I'm very lucky. It's not even like migrated a little bit, because these kind of piercings, there are like you can get a slight migration when it's healing. So my advice would be, if you do notice your piercing moving, go and see a piercer, let them check it out, because they'll know more than like just me saying this in a video. Like if they can see it, they'll be able to tell more if it's rejecting or not. And if it is rejecting, take it out. You don't want to, oh my gosh, okay, so I hate it when I see people with belly button piercing, eyebrow piercing, all these surface piercings, and they leave it in to like the very, very last minute, and it's literally hanging on by like the tiniest bit of skin. It looks stupid, it doesn't look good. You don't want a rejection scar. When you have like a massive line that just goes through your belly button, your eyebrow and stuff, like it doesn't look good. Like take it out before it gets to that stage, because it will scar you badly. Can I get my belly button pierced if it's an outie? I get asked this all the time. And unfortunately, not every single person can get this done. You definitely have to go and see a piercer and let them look at it, because it depends on how, you know, how far your belly button protrudes. Does it stick out quite a lot? Does it not stick out? Is it kind of like half and half? And it depends on like if you've got like the flapper skin on top, and if you don't, then you might not be able to get it. So this is definitely one of those things that you have to just go and see a piercer and let them see, and they'll be able to tell you. There's too wide a variation of like belly button for me to be able to be like yes and no. If you can't necessarily get the top of it done, you can sometimes get the bottom of it done as well, or the side. So there's sometimes a way around it. With bottoms, like if you get the bottom half of it done, it's a lot more prone to rejection than the top, just because the shape of the belly button is sort of more suited for like the piercing at the top, just because where the skin is. You kind of have to make the space for the bottom by pinching the skin and sort of pulling it away from where it naturally is, which causes it more chance of rejection, because you're sort of moving the body in a way that it's not really meant to be. Can I have my belly button pierced if I'm pregnant? Yes. You can. If you're pregnant and you have your belly button pierced, you can keep it. You can buy these like Bioflex like bars that you can get, and then you can cut them to your right size. And as your belly grows, you can like change it and get them bigger and bigger. But you are very, very prone to rejection by doing this. It is a lot of effort just to keep one belly button piercing. I would honestly say if you're going to get it done, wait until you've had your pregnancy and it's done, and then get it done afterwards. If you already have one in, just take it out and then get it redone once you've, like, you know, had the baby and got your body back to the way that you want it to be, and then get it redone. It's just not worth the hassle and not worth the risk, because it can reject really easily as your stomach's growing. You might not, like, put the new bar in fast enough and it might just grow it. Like, it's not worth it. Can I go swimming after? If you've just had your belly button pierced, you want to kind of avoid swimming to at least up to about a month. All the dirt in the water gets in, can cause you infections. Also, the chlorine can inflammate it and, like, irritate all the hole and stuff. So it's not a good idea to go swimming right after this kind of piercing. You want to try and avoid, like, public places like that, like jacuzzis and all those kind of things where there's lots of bodies inside, because all the dirt can go in and cause you infections. Can I work out? So yes, as long as you don't put pressure on the area, working out's fine afterwards, as long as it doesn't push against it, which can cause it to, like, reject or anything, but just as long as you keep away from it. Can I get it done if I'm plus size? Now, nothing I say now is going to be taken offensively. I'm just answering the question as I get asked it all the time. So you can get it done, but you just have to be more careful. You're definitely a little bit more prone to rejection, just because there isn't as much sort of free skin to be able to pierce. Sometimes it's almost like the same as the bottom of your belly button. You kind of almost have to make space at the top, because, you know, there's I feel like I'm being nasty, because, you know, you're slightly larger, there's less free skin to pierce, so you kind of have to make space to get it done. Again, it will vary from person to person. Not every single person's gonna have the same problem, but just be very careful that if you're gonna get it done and you are larger, you just have to be more careful that you don't put pressure on the area, especially because, you know, when you sit down, your stomach can kind of go, like, fold over, whatever, and it could push it and it can make it reject. So just be very, very careful. How old do you need to be? So currently in the UK, to get it pierced, you have to be 18 years or older without parents' consent. If you are under 18, you need parents' consent, and you can't be less than 14. I think that's what the age bracket is. I would personally say anyway, wait until you are 18. If you get it done and you're 14, whatever, 14, 15, your body is still growing, your body is still changing, and, like, you never know what could happen. I just don't think it's a good piercing to get when you're still going through puberty and, like, growing and everything. Like, I think wait at least until you're 18, when most of your, like, growth spurts and stuff are finished. One thing I do want to say, and oh my gosh, so I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but unfortunately I do. Do not do this yourself. Oh God, mask. Do not do this yourself at home. Do not get your friend to do it. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? Just so masculine these days, just can't stop burping. Oh my God, there's, like, women banging on my door, coming, have sex with me. That went a weird place. Do not use a piercing gun. And I know this seems ludicrous that I have to tell you, but there are so many videos out there of people piercing their belly buttons on with piercing guns. So hopefully I've answered all of your questions you had about belly button piercings. If there's anything else I have missed, please comment down below. And please answer each other. Like, if you see a comment I've not responded to it, please answer it. Like, if any of you other guys know kind of the answer or whatever, please leave it down below and reply to them as well, because that, obviously, it's so helpful. Make sure you hit the like button to really help me out. Come and follow me on my social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff is down below. I'll see you very soon for another video. Be fast, amazing, be gay, be everything you want to be. Don't let any bitch they say you can't be you, because you are flawless. Yes!